Hello and welcome to Maypole, or back to Maypole. Maypole, yeah. Anyway, got a lot to do. New start because there was a change when let's jump here. When I when I added those walls to that light. So by doing that, if you continued with your current save, those walls would not be there. The light would be there, but the walls would be somewhere else. And that isn't good. Although, I guess you could just cut the light away and been done and with it altogether, but the idea is you cut that light and all these walls, all the fencing, walls and fences only, will disappear. The hedges, you have to go along and cut manually yourself, but you can open up the areas by just doing that. So today is all about raking because we have a couple of things that we need to do. We need to get grass back for the sheep, and we need to test out the silage bunker, see if we've finally fixed the leaking problem that we was having. Hopefully we are good to go on that one. So all the grass is for the silage clamp, and all the hay in the two cow barns are or pastures are just grass, but all the other fields are hay. So we're going to see what we can do. All things go well, the silage clamp will function as intended, and we will be good to go. I don't know, the map feels like it's in a good place. We'll find out what Giants have to say when it goes up on Mod Hub. The map feels like it's in a good place. And I keep trying to wonder what could possibly come back, if anything, and I'm not sure. I'm hoping that it's not AI traffic related, or not AI traffic, but AI helpers, or hired helpers even, because if you have to have your hedges and walls a mile away from the roadside, then it kind of breaks the immersion of a typical UK style map, or Irish map, where everything's meant to be tight and on top of each other. You know, that bird doesn't look too healthy. Or is it above us and that was just its shadow? But it's been an interesting ride, porting the map over, getting it to function with 19, and delving down routes that I hadn't previously considered doing, such as the removable walls for pens and things like that, making your yard fully customizable. The other thing that changed was, I checked the store to see if there was anything worth maybe considering. You start off with the Massey whatever it was has been replaced. I'm on wheel with and I used the back paddles to change gear, and I was having trouble getting it to change down to so I could reverse. And I'm like, well, if that doesn't work out for me with back paddles, how many people are going to ditch that tractor because it doesn't work for them? in the same situation. So the Fent was brought in 251.1 hours, or 257.1 hours even, 85 months old. It's had some use. It's right up there with one of the most used tractors on the farm. In fact, I think it is the most used tractor on the farm. No, the Valtra is the workhorse of the farm. You ain't going to be making a lot of money for certain things. Certain things have had a price increase because this was all fixed. They had no hours on it, and it had it was, you know, quite old, but it had no hours on it, and it was like, well, who buys a pickup and then never uses it, just parks it in a garage? It would have had at least a few hours on it. Now it's got hours on it. Yeah, your stone picker, you gotta have one. So you got a stone picker, and the Fent is added to the starting equipment now, which is all good. And the good news is I managed to find a lighter that actually works. You know, out of the billions of lighters I've got lying around in tubs all over the place because we changed the flints in them and they stopped working. So I end up buying a new lighter, and then when the flint goes in that one, I end up throwing it in a tub and buying a new lighter. Just to find one that works, weirdly. So, because I forgot to pick one up earlier while I was out. And on to more good news. All of the kids have come back negative in their COVID test. One went back to school today, and the other two are due back tomorrow. The news is the young one came down with COVID, the youngest one. But he's been okay. He hasn't been complaining or anything. He's just been getting on with it happily, just being himself. So it's a very mild case of it that we've been having. I don't know why I'm doing it like this, but we're doing it like this. Should I just go straight ahead and then, no, where would the fun in that be? Like making a mess, we'll go this way. Oh yeah, the other thing that will have changed in the new version is, you know how when you start, everything needs ploughing. Everything. Not anymore. Now you have 4 fields that do need ploughing, and then 3 fields that need liming, and I don't know which fields, but I think there's at least 2 fields that are fully fertilized. I think there's 1 or 2 that are fully fertilized, and the yields have been increased. I managed to find what file the game was using, and it turned out it was calling for the GRLE files from the base game, and thus it didn't matter what I set the land to, it would always be those fields needing ploughing. So I customized it so not everything needs ploughing. Which is a bonus. I think we'll go straight down on this one. One sec, I don't know if... was just checking Discord out, see if anything new there. I like to try and stay on top of any problems if there's any reported, so I'm aware of them and can fix them in short notice. But there's quite a few people now who've got version 3, or iterations of a version 3. Some haven't got the full version 3 that this version is, but then a couple have. They're doing a playlist on, or a episode, or not episode, but a series on the map, then I'd rather them not get too far into it before they have to restart, personally. Let's see what we can do though. I'm hoping from now any fixes are needed won't require, or shouldn't require, a restart. And we're what, on going into Wednesday now, so it would be may as well just take this all the way down. It'd make better sense. I'm not fussed about getting every single grain of grass out of here because, you know, I've got a lot of grass fields. Losing a little bit here and there is not going to be a big deal. Right, that's that one done. We're not going to tidy it up, we're just going to leave it as is, and we'll come in with the forage harvester and pick it up and dump it in the silage clamp and see what happens. We're going to test both silage clamps out. This field will go into that silage clamp and the other barn will go into the second silage clamp. That's the plan anyway. Oh, yeah. We need to avoid being squashed by a break. Let's get going. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to go with the idea that rather than just buying my equipment, unless it's on sale, I can't buy it. That's my idea. So it limits me on when I can buy stuff, when I can upgrade certain things. And leaves me with the, do I really need something that powerful right now when I've got nothing that can really work with it, kind of thing, that dilemma. Or I've got plenty that can work with it, but I don't have anything that requires that kind of power at the moment. And I'm not using any mods that affect the store sales or anything like that. It's all base game, no scripts on that side. And there's our dog just, you know, hanging out in the field. In pasture, may as well. That dog can travel far away from that. I guess that was a deer. I'm hoping that was a deer and not our dog. But all these trees are stopping me from seeing that direction. No, our dog's still there, okay. I did have a slight problem that I had to fix with this pasture. The cows would walk through the wall ahead of us after putting that light in and making it so you could remove it. So I fixed the nav mesh for these cows. So that should all be good now. I also changed the nav mesh slightly so they use more of their pasture because they didn't use as much as they should have done. What else? I don't think there's really much else I've done. Yeah. This will be another field I'm not going to tidy up. The ones I do tidy up will probably be the hay fields because I'm going to be baling them. And because I'm running on a 3-day season, first month is 1 game day. So I put it on 2 times so I can get more done in this month. To make up for the fact that I won't have 3 days to get everything done. And then when we go into the new month, it'll be put onto 5 speed. I've never done it before, like I said in a previous video. I've never ever played that kind of style. I've always gone on real time and skip time as and when needed. So it was like, well, let's test it out, see what happens, see how it goes. And 3 days per season, it's not that bad. I'm definitely probably going to end up with needing more days per season at a later point when there's a lot more going on the farm. Now it should be all good. Do I just go straight ahead? I think I do. And tidy up the other bit after. Well. Okay. Well, it's straight-ish. No, that's a bit too rapid there. I don't know how long I'll go with this stream. I've got a lot of things I need to do in the morning, so it could be a shortish one, or it could be the typical 2-hour kind of thing. We'll see. See how much we can get done and see how I feel. It was between this and hunting that I was actually going to do today. Obviously this one won that particular thing, but I really need to just be putting all the hours I can into just playing and getting things tested that need to be tested, just to make sure, be 100% sure that they are fixed and working as they should. Although, as I put in Discord earlier, I have a video of the big, you can't see one from here, the big in-game or base game cargo hold or cargo. Bulk hold sheds. One. Is it under? No, sheds. Yeah, it's under sheds. That thing. They leak through the side, and the one that this map uses are all base game. They're not called from anywhere else apart from the main games. So it's not a problem with the map. It's a problem with them particular buildings. Now, I don't know, saying it's not a problem with the map, I don't know if it's because they're placed in the map and you get to start with them, or and realistically you need to place them in order for them to work. But they are classed as a placeable, so they do spawn. For example, if you remove if you removed the placeables or deleted everything out of the placeables XML file, obviously nothing would spawn, but you'd find that them bulk hold sheds won't be then, or well, none of the farm would be there either. But so they are classed as a placeable. Oh, really? So we'll just tidy this part up, and then we'll get the Massey out, and that can come in here with the forage wagon and start picking up the grass, and we can get to work on testing the silage bunkers out. Fingers crossed they work. Because I've had no end of problems trying to get them to work correctly. And they are modified versions of the in-game ones. They've been made smaller to fit the area that they needed to be. And by doing that, kind of broke them. So it's been a case of trying to get them to work as intended. Now, I don't know if the base game ones, the big ones, leak. I don't think they do. I haven't done any silage. In fact, I don't really play base game. I haven't played base game since, for myself anyway, since I began working on Riverview. When the editor came out, as soon as the editor dropped, I jumped off the American map and came straight to porting over Riverview, and I didn't touch any base game maps until after I got Riverview out, and then the only time I did touch a base game map was in multiplayer with Hodge and my dad and Co. Yeah, I'll park this in the horse pasture because this is our hayfield that needs raking, and we'll park it just here. Let's find the Massey. Okay, we just left the Volta out here. That's fine. We will use you, actually. Why not? You're new-ish. You're new to the farm, to this anyway. Forage wagon's back there, isn't it? Not in first person. What I should do is get my chainsaw. Hopefully it doesn't go blurry like it did last time. Nope, good. And we'll kill that. I'm using the lumberjack mod. There we go. Just get rid of all the clutter from there, so it's easier to swing around that corner. Hang on. What is that? What the hell is that? What the? That was weird. Interesting. I'll have to test that out again. Where am I going? I've gone the complete wrong way. That was getting carried away. We need to be going that way and back into that. We got the photo wagon from in the first place. I'll have to try that out again in single player. Or not single player, it is single player. Try it out again in a new save game and see if it does the same thing. But without using lumberjack, it could be an issue with lumberjack. And also try it with lumberjack. I'm suspecting it's something to do with lumberjack personally, because I deleted the object rather than cutting it down, because I didn't have that problem with the other light when I was showcasing that on the horse pasture in the other video. This should hopefully work out well. It does mean that we'll have 2 camps with chaff in, but what we will do is what we won't do is cover them over and compact them. We'll try and fill them up as much as we can before we cover them, and then we'll have silage to sell, or we can start stockpiling it in the in one of the cow feeders, and then we've got silage ready for them. Because we could do the same with hay. See, I nearly turned right there and went to the other clam. Now let's come out of there, because I want to try and get it right up into that corner. Oh yeah, I was meant to remove that tree, wasn't I? That's fine, I'll do that. Okay, we'll dump the next one even closer to the wall, because that isn't really right up against the wall, but we'll see what we can do. Back to where we left off, somewhere up there. Yep, right there. It's a quiet one tonight. Last time, within a couple of minutes of starting the stream, people were coming in. It's a real quiet night tonight. As somebody comes down the stairs. Go figure. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's like 11:15 almost. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Love you. Okay. Hmm. Right. Oh, we're full. Here we go. Back to the silage clamp. Go from this way. And get right up against that wall. There we go. Let's see, are you coming through? Ah, really? Still comes through. Typical. Why it is with silage clamps, and they're so hard to get right. Just go from here. Doesn't matter where I go from because it's all got to come out anyway. So I'll have another fiddle with the silage clamps. That will not be restart, by the way, because I won't be doing any adjustments to the silage clamp walls or anything like that. It will just be the silage area that I'm working on trying to fix. But I need to get as best as I can. I'll have to try each one of the silage clamps and see. Once I've got one silage clamp working, they should all be quite easy to fix because the coordinates for the silage area will be the same on all of them. Apart from one, which is slightly bigger than the others. Okay. This must have been the field that has a good yield in it. Where are we going? We're not going that way. We're going that way. Let's try and push it up the hill. Jeff. Hang on 1 sec. We'll go into Discord just in case, but definitely definitely dislike those silage clamps. Or trying to get them to work correctly. The other thing I got notified of was down at field 15, I think it is, all the way down. Yes, autosave down south. These fields, they couldn't work. I started a new game up and just went and harvested even this field, and it worked fine. I didn't trust this field though. So, but it was like, I will test it. It was just, it wasn't ready to harvest at the time, and so I saved that game and we'll test that out tomorrow. I can't see why it would be a problem unless people are smoothing the land out around there. Then it will obviously be a problem. Almost full again. Wow. We're almost done on this field. There we go. As I was saying earlier, I've been sitting here trying to work out what could come back on Mod Hub, what they could say needs to be changed, and obviously I don't know the answer to that just yet. But I do expect something to come back though. I don't expect testing to be 100% perfect. See if we can get the last of that in one load, hopefully. Oh, man. Just may as well go this way, get rid of this side, and then we can get the other bits easier. And then I've got the other pasture in the, for the other cows to go and pick up, and then it's back to raking. Get all the hay picked up. What I could do is dump all the grass from both of these into one clamp, and then when I cut the grass, dump all the grass from that into the other clamp. And that way I'll have a lot of silage ready to be sold earlier. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I can always test that other clamp off cam if needs be. Hey Wiki, that's a tight turn, yeah. It's only a small tractor and forage wagon now, so I can get away with it. And if I can't get away with it, then I force it around, you know. I wouldn't make a very good farmer in real life. I'd end up breaking more stuff than anything else. And let's go. How have you been anyway, Wiki? I think this is the field that needed liming, wasn't it? So that should be all good. This forage wagon definitely is not built for climbing up mounds of chaff. Pick all this one up now. Yeah, so this is definitely the field that I had, or the pasture that had a lower yield bonus. Okay, that's fine. We'll be do a just lime, is it? That this one needs. Oh, that one doesn't even need lime. Okay, well, we'll be rolling that one, liming and rolling this one. Same with that one. And then ploughing the other 4. Good times. There we go. Guess if we stock up on hay bales and get sheep going, we wouldn't have to worry about doing hay again until it comes to getting the cows sorted. Reindeer. Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
oh,
I didn't even hear you come in Discord.
I just kept
You know when you get the beep to say somebody's joined. Nothing.
still streaming.
Still streaming.
So,
Hmm.
what did you do to the walls?
I didn't change the walls, I just changed the inner where it says that the silage clamp begins, or the silage area, and the base game ones, they have it quite far away from the wall, so I pulled it in, and but it's still bleeding through.
And those sheds shouldn't have bleed. They shouldn't bleed. They didn't
No,
replace. Like,
yeah, they're placeable, so they shouldn't. They should work perfectly fine, but I don't get that one.
we tested them, or like we've tested them as a placeable, and they were fine.
Mm-hmm. And they're classed as placeables by the game right now because it calls it from the placeables XML file.
And you didn't adjust them at all, did you? You put them
Yep.
in as is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What have you been up to?
Not much. Talking to Dan earlier. Well, I say earlier this morning,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the night, doing a bit of snow runner. Pissed off with that. Just sitting here watching videos.
Yep. I've kind of been doing the same.
You didn't put that latest version up yet, did you?
Yeah, it's on the server
When did you put that up?
earlier.
Alright. So I loaded. I had downloaded it, I started it, but it didn't look like the new version.
1 point, oh, not 1, 3, 2.9 even now.
Alright, it was 2.8 was the one I downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be before.
I must have put it up just after you after you downloaded that one.
Like, so I was going to start that, and then I was like, that's not the new one, so there's no point in start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I knew it was the old one, because 2 Massies. Got rid of one. Massies didn't jump the fence, did.
Yeah, because when I came to changing gear on it, I couldn't, with the back paddle, it wouldn't change down. The one that's next to the viewer.
Alright, I don't know, I was driving the Faltra was the only one.
So I was like, yeah, if that's a problem with me and back and paddles, then other people in the same setup will probably just end up selling that tractor. So I may as well have a functional tractor that everybody can use.
Although I did find that some of those hedges are collidable. Some of them are.
The ones
But
around the road side or in the fields.
in the field, where you come in there to the yard, the one at the side there is collidable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
like you can
there's
drive, but you can't drive through some.
yeah, the ones that are around sell points and barns and that, or pastures even, they're all, you can drive through them and set them up so you can't, because I'd have to find them all and then fix the
Yeah,
triggers on
because
them.
I was just messing with the AI. It'll drive through the farmyard, no problem. Avoid all the sheds.
Okay.
But yeah, straight into a hedge. Then I was trying to set it from that pit. Actually, I think
Mm-hmm.
when you go out the gate here, fence on your left,
That one.
or your right. Sorry, the one down
Oh,
down the road.
oh, that's side.
Slidable.
Couldn't, the post's collidable on that side.
No, no, the other go the other side of the road.
Oh, the opposite side.
And then yeah, going down the lane on
Yeah,
your left.
yeah. So if you look at them, there's the hedges are slightly different. One's lower in the ground than the other. I know they look identical now, but them are the original hedges. The other ones, they've been sorry, no, the ones that you can go through are the original hedges. The ones that are collidable, they've just had their bush texture changed, so they match the all the other hedges.
Alright, but yeah, I had it set in like it was driving through that yard, no problem, missing everything in the yard. Drive out in the yard and then turn into a hedge. Because actually that one there going into the main yard is a solid hedge where you used to have the green sheds.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid hedge as well.
Yep.
So the AI drove through the farmyard out there and then turned straight into the hedge.
Oh, okay.
So I would reckon you're probably better off putting the spline in the roads.
The
That it might follow the road then, like
the splines are in the roads.
the AI splines.
Yeah.
On the dirt roads.
Oh no, no, in the dirt roads. Oh, you mean put it down so you can get from.
So like yeah, it'll follow the road. I should follow the road then instead of
Okay.
trying to drive through the hedges. I would assume anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just messing around with it like in the airs, and I said it drove around. It literally drove around all the buildings, missed everything, like turning. It wasn't a straight line.
Yeah.
And then just drove out on the road and straight across, trying to get in through the hedge.
Because I was looking at going, yeah, I should realistically put AI splines going down from the main road to the BGA and down to is it the spinnery, the other one? No, not the spinnery. What's the Taylor's, isn't it, at the top by the oil production?
Yeah, I'd say even if you just run them on the dirt road, as you said, like just have them run both directions
in
the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And see how it goes from there. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be worried about the AI running through a field, because if somebody wants to make a field across it and it does run across, well, I mean, unless you give it an alternative road.
Yeah, and like you said that when you was doing it in the default map, you joined the two fields together and it found an alternative way.
It had an alternative way, yeah. But I mean, even on the alternative maps, it had weird logic of trying to get from one point to another.
Yeah.
Like there were certain parts on the American map that literally you had to drive 100 yards up the road and start it from there. You couldn't start it from where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And every time it would do that.
Okay.
Down in the bottom right-hand corner, I think that farm. If you were actually in the farm, it wouldn't go anywhere. But if you were outside the farm, literally 100 yards down the road, that you could see from where you were setting it off from.
Yeah.
And you started it from there to be fine.
Oh, interesting. So no AI.
And I suppose it'd be mainly for console, like, because I mean, with PC, you can use course play or you can use auto drive.
Mm-hmm.
if you want to automate that, the running, like, and it's, you see, and that's another reason I'd say put in the traffic spline, because auto drive automatically picks that up, so it saves you having to do the road, and then you can just do bits off of it.
Mm.
So it makes it a lot easier if you set up auto, if somebody's setting up auto drive. Then
Yep, I'll do that. Gives me something to do tomorrow after all the kids have gone to school.
they're all back in school, are they?
Yep. Might have to take the eldest one in. It depends on if his transportation arrives or not. But he tested negative today, and he'll be tested again tomorrow, just to be on the safe side. But his school will also test him.
Is there no waiting period once they test negative? That's it, is it?
Yep. Yeah, they said as soon as it's negative result, you can send them back. Whereas my partner has to wait for 2 consecutive negative tests.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, and schools are safe.
Yeah.
The people who haven't been able to get vaccinated,
Mm-hmm.
but they're grand, leave them off.
Yeah.
But people who have been vaccinated, oh yeah, you definitely not have it before you go back.
Well, the NHS called to find out about where we'd been and the people who was positive, if they'd had contacts with anybody else and all that stuff. And they turned around and went, and the 2 negative people, they need to be, myself and Logan at the time, they need to be constantly tested daily to make sure that they remain negative, and you notify us of the results each day, regardless if it's positive or negative. And I've still come back negative, but Logan picked it up today, or came back positive today.
Is that just a home test? Then you don't have to go and do it.
No, we don't have. No. Trying to get test kits was a nightmare. They went, go to take this code in.
Yeah,
and
I've seen that. Yeah, it's very hard to get. I know the government goes, or go to the chemist, and the chemists are like, we don't have any.
Mm-hmm. I went to the big to Boots, and they was like, no, we've got none left. I was like, well, you're the biggest chemist in where we live, and you've got none.
There's actually, well, I think they're kind of getting rarer here, but they're not the hardest to pick up, because we had to pick a few up.
And then so called our local chemist and was like, yeah, we've got some. And have you got codes? And it's like, yeah. Okay, well, we can give you 2 boxes per code. Like, no wonder you run out.
How many's in a box?
7.
Yeah, but that doesn't last you long then if you're testing every day. Like.
Mm-hmm. And especially when it's 6 of us that are testing. So 1 box is gone in 1 day.
Yeah, so you need a box a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've only had a few now, because we ended up getting, when we went away for the New Year, one of the people at the thing rang, or text on the following day, actually. Just said they'd tested positive.
Yeah.
With the thing, but nobody else everyone else at the party tested, but got nothing. But it was only off the home test, like, and then they tested negative, like, after or whatever. It's just they were going up to her parents, I think, and as a safe side, decided to test, and they both came back positive, but nobody else that was there tested positive, like.
Yep. Hey, FT Muddin, how are you? Yeah, no, I'm surprised I didn't come down with it, considering that everybody else did. But I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Actually, I was looking at. I presume you have some ground sticking through some of the sheds as well.
I do.
Yeah, down in. I think it was the farm down right at the shop. That one run around.
They're the one with every animal type.
Yeah, it was in cow one.
Chickens are.
It was in I think it was the cow one. It wasn't. I think it was the cows. I was just going around cutting down the walls,
Mm-hmm.
and I was around front of the cow shed.
In
Cow shed anyway.
the feed mixer thing. Was it in that or
No,
the
it was
actual barn?
it was at the front of the barn. I think.
That's fine. That side.
Yeah, because that looked a bit weird, but then I was like, that's just placeable, so that. Also that. I'm sure at the front. No, I didn't go into it, so it was at the front, I think. No,
In,
as in the field side.
oh, okay.
Is that a hole under the wall there? Go back. Where the tree is, look at the wall where the tree is. No, look to your left. Or is it? Oh no, it's just grass.
Yeah.
Alright. I thought it was. Is that a gap under the wall? I think it was.
Oh, there. A little bit coming through.
Yeah, there you go. And
Yeah.
there was something else. There's possibly a second one in that shed. I came across a second one as well. I can't remember. Was it there or could have been the farm, the one up the main farm? But there was another one I came across. Definitely two bits of land sticking
Yeah.
through.
It's all through there.
So it was only that one and the main farm I was looking at. So
Stuff of grass coming through there.
it was another bit of ground in another shed, I'm sure. So it was possibly up at the main farm, the other one.
Okay. So
I'm sure I saw two lots.
I own this one, so I can open that. Here.
That could have been it, actually. Yeah, yeah, that probably it. Yeah, that makes it. I was just running around because I didn't actually open any doors or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is this now? Is this?
This is the one in the main farm, at the back of the main farm, though.
Yeah, yeah, that makes it was those two spots. Oh, I know what that is. Now I can go look.
Yeah, there's a cartridge there, by the way.
Yeah, no, it was just, as I said, I was just running around. I was cutting down the hedges or cutting down the fences, or the walls even.
Silage, isn't it?
Around. Yeah, that looked a bit weird, but then I was saying sometimes those placeable ones look weird anyway. And you don't actually have to interact with them anyway, do you?
No. No, you just dump it out the front and that's it.
So it doesn't really matter what level it is in the ground. Like.
Mm-hmm. Grass there, see there, yeah it is. So some tufts of grass and this one's also got it coming through the ground in the same place.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure because I was saying like you'd hardly have it ready for release with them because I know do you have to backdate the GE now to do that?
Yeah.
Because that's why I kind of looked at it and I was saying, all right, you probably know about that.
Yeah, no, I hadn't done anything with cows.
Yeah, so I keep saying to myself I have to get started, so I'll have to fire it up and get started on a save game.
Oh, I think we scared everybody away.
But nobody watching.
Stuck? No.
Was there people watching?
Yeah. They go, no, I ain't playing that map, it's buggy.
This is testing the map.
Yep.
Sure. Come on, dear.
I almost ended up playing Hunter Call of the Wild on and going hunting. Rather than farming, but...
I was going to fire it up earlier and then I went into it like it was, yeah, that's different. I just said the two masses meant like, no, that's not right. You should put the fent in.
Yep. It was
And then I was looking at the, because it was saying 2.8 on the server, like, and I was like, oh, that's the one, same one I downloaded this morning.
Yeah, I updated it. What time? I know you was playing Farm Sim at the time.
All right, yeah. See if you told me it was, because I was seeing what version I had of it.
And I've just gone onto the server and uploaded it then. And
All right,
when I
yeah.
came out, you wasn't in Farm Sim anymore, and I'm like, these probably had to run off.
No, I just loaded it and I was like, yeah, no, that's not the new version, so I leave it off. And I was thinking of doing some trucking, and then it was like, yeah, instead of watching just. Just watching the video then, and then I spotted you in here.
I thought, well, I may as well jump in here, and because there was somebody there, but they wasn't saying anything, so I was like, is that David just, lurking?
Oh, I'd only come in. I literally closed down the video and looked at it. I was like, oh, you're sitting in there.
Oh. I may as well leave that bit because the fire dragon, the baler will pick it up anyway. Just finish off that top piece. As the deer just slowly strolls down towards the sheep. Yeah, because doing the splines won't take long, the AI splines.
Yeah, because as I said, like if you do it down the middle of the road, like you were saying, and you just literally do it once and you're done.
Yeah, you just copy, put one down, and then just copy it, duplicate it, and reverse it so it's going the opposite way, and then the AI or hide helpers can go both directions down that road. And then just test the AI hired helpers, but even if they get stuck on a bush, you can cut away the bushes anyway.
Yeah.
And you can always put your own bushes in, even though I don't like the base game bushes. The hedges are just meh. Because I was going to change the textures on these bushes to the base game ones, so they'd change with the season, and then it was like, yeah, I don't like that. They're too clean looking and colourful. And pruned. That meant to be wild bushes out of control almost. Let's get a cigarette done here.
Trying to
A cigarette done.
say that again.
A cigarette. Trying to make a
Oh.
cigarette. And that's why I stopped, because my hands are full.
Not bad. It's like I know people who used to be able to do rollies and drive everything
I was doing that.
and talk on the phone and everything.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
It's that headland management thing that works with cosplay. I'm taking it. I'm guessing.
Why would you need headland management part?
Hmm. So
Why?
if if I used AI, they could do a headland because doing their picking up stones, the AI don't see where you've been prior. If you do a headland, they'll just go to the end of the field and then turn around.
Yeah, but if you use cosplay, you just set it up to have a headland.
Mm.
Or like, Joe, with cosplay, why would you need headland management? Because you tell it what you want to do in headland.
No, that's why I was just asking. Does that require cosplay? Because if it does, then it's pointless having it. If it requires cosplay, because cosplay already has that feature anyway.
I don't. I don't know. I haven't done anything with it. I've seen it, but I haven't used it. I don't think so. I think it's a different crowd than cosplay, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's the same because when cosplay have their mods like the click one and that other one, the safe position, it's by the cosplay dev team. But I don't remember the headland ones being the cosplay dev team. So I would assume it's not. I would assume it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same. I'm using I was last playing. I was using the drive control one. Like we don't
Yep.
have it in our version, the newer version than what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That does the headlands and like it'll turn at the top.
Yep.
And I mean that was new, so it could be updated since. I mean the only thing I couldn't get, it had to be the width of the implement for your turning. Like, but I mean that worked.
Yeah.
As long as you were watching that you can turn. There's a button on it to turn anyway. So like yeah, it'll do the turning for you. Like I mean I don't use the in-game AI helper that much anymore anyway.
Did you have a look at that trailer that put up in general?
Trailer.
Yeah. I don't believe it's auto load, but
Where did you put it up?
in general, I believe. On the mod hub came out today.
Oh, I didn't actually see that was a mod. I just because you'd put up the video and you'd written something under it, so I hadn't actually spotted the mod. No, it's not auto load.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I downloaded it. I'm like, I'll give it a try because Farak was using that yellow one. That's on mod hub. I think it's on mod hub anyway.
It has auto on it, does it?
I don't know. I think the yellow one does, and he was on about that he's going to sell it in the game because it's not very sturdy. Now, it could be a different one. It could be from a third-party site that he's got. I don't know for definite.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it as an auto load, but not necessarily on mod hub.
So somebody could have, yeah, fair enough. I don't know if his version was auto load because he got it on his the French map playthrough that he's doing.
Like for auto load, you have those 2 packs on mod hub.
Yeah, the Punji and the Roland pack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're big enough, yeah, but well, the Punji pack comes with dolly trailer, which would be easier to get around.
Mm-hmm.
But and it has, I think the trailers are smaller in that as well than the Roland pack.
Yeah, because I'm sure one of them is the same size as the one that was in 17, the one that BP had on Drummond.
There's, yeah, one of the bale trailers, you have one for loading vehicles on.
Mm-hmm.
But the bale trailers, yeah, the small bale trailer is actually, it's not that big. Well, there's a tiny bale trailer that carries one bale with auto load on it. But yeah, the one with the double axle without the dolly is actually the smallest of the trailers by the looks.
Mm-hmm.
That first, but yeah, their one for carrying vehicles is small enough. If you got the the Porsche diesel and the Brantner, or not Brantner, the whatever that tractor is you have there.
The
That's
Buer. Buer.
Buer. That's
Yeah.
the length of the trailer, the two of them parked up one behind the other, like, so it's not
Okay.
a very big, just not a very big trailer for carrying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the auto load trailer, because I did try it, because it only has auto load pictures on one of the big trailers. But all of the bale trailers actually have auto load on.
Okay.
But it does the same thing with the roam bales as the roll and packing sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Headland management. Yeah, it's not by, yeah, it's in crowd, so it's not the course play, so I wouldn't think that you would need course play.
Yeah.
But you have to, it's an option you install on the tractor, 3000.
Okay.
Whereas that drive control one is free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what it actually does. I've seen it, but I haven't actually downloaded it or looked at it.
Lots and lots of hay. Now, I noticed your farm from 19 seems to be really popular. People seem to go to that farm.
It's a nice farm.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't wait though to get the Terra farm and fix that road.
But the one that's going down the side of the embankment.
Yeah, the really steep one.
Yeah.
Put a nice S, or like a nice V freaking in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's a nice farm down that end.
Yeah. Yeah, I can actually...
Although I'd nearly just go back into the main farm again this stage, because I haven't played that since probably 17, I'd say.
There you go, you can see the... disable all the other crop types and then the grass ones have them on.
So that's your grass.
That's all the grass fields now.
Oh yeah, there's plenty there. They're all nicely bunched together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the field 21 down by your farm I made as a grass because, well, a bit weird having it as an arable field all the way down there when you'd need it anyway for your animals.
Yeah, I planted it in grass anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 90 on the server I had changed it to grass.
Because I was contemplating on should I make field 20 as grass so it goes with that farm down there. So it gives another grass field in that area.
No, I think just leave it like that. I mean, if you want to go
You can always plant a field in
more,
grass.
go more.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon even up the top farm you could nearly get rid, like where you have 51, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even get rid of some of them grass, like.
Mm. But you have to come through the field, through the farm to get to them through.
Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah. Well, I suppose you leave it as grass. Change the whole map to grass.
I think that should be more than enough grass for any farm, shouldn't it? Easily.
Anyone wants to put more grass in, it's not that hard to put in grass, like.
Mm-hmm. Don't need sugarcane on there. Cotton doesn't need to be on now, them don't. Yeah.
I thought you were saying you got rid of one of them, no?
Yeah, cotton won't grow and won't ever come up as a mission, so it'll never grow.
Alright, sugarcane doesn't come up anyway.
No. And grapes and olives and poplars are all the same. You have to plant them yourself. Even by default, by base game.
Poplars don't come up.
No. And oilseed radish doesn't either, which is weird. I'd have thought they'd have had that one. It could grow.
Yeah, but all you do with that is plough it in, or cultivate it in, or plough it in.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, to be a thing that they could add.
With seasons, you grow it through the winter and then plough it in or cultivate it in during the spring ready for...
Even if they just added it to the field like they do lime.
Mm-hmm. Because if I put the AI splines in, it would be this one going down towards the BGA around the corner, all the way up. Because that one meets up to the main road, doesn't it?
Yeah, that goes all the way around the main road.
Coming around from the back of the main farm, goes up to the main road, and then there's another one past the old sheep farm, goes up to the main road, and doubles back and joins up onto the other main road, the other side.
And you have the one that goes there between field 1 and 36.
Yep. And then there's the two there down here, isn't it? The one by joins up all the way over this side.
Yeah, there's one. You have one there and then one down bottom as well. It goes by the lake.
Mm-hmm. And then one also joined, or no, technically they both also join up between 2 and 126 to the main road.
2, yeah.
So yeah, that would be easy enough to set up.
Yeah, I'd said put it just like have it down the middle of the road. Might improve the way the AI worked, like.
And that's not that doesn't require a new game either, which is good. It just might mean moving some hedges around just so the AI can get around the corners a bit easier.
Yeah, but they're not the narrowest of roads. Like if you're going
No.
down the centre,
Mm-hmm.
you could always swing them out wide on the corner, like.
Yeah.
Because you're not trying to keep them on the lane, like they're not going against each other.
Mm-hmm. Paying attention. Yeah, I missed a bit. But I've got enough hay, so it doesn't really matter about missing a little bit. It's got to be ploughed anyway. I was just looking and going, I should have been doing this the other way.
Between up and downs first and then round the edges.
Yeah. And I should have been going left to right rather than the way I'm going. I'm going up and down the hill rather than running with the hill.
Yeah, it's not much of a hill there.
No.
You're not doing round bales, are you?
No, square. The small, small
one. Yeah. Looking forward to it, isn't it? No.
It's something I wouldn't buy, so it was like, yeah, that would be perfect starting equipment like this viewer. It wouldn't be something I'd buy.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to you yesterday, like, because of the whole faff of them not being auto-loading the bales.
Mm-hmm.
That you still have to pick them up when you've got them bundled, like.
Yep. And that little low loader comes in very handy. Multiple things.
The which one?
The low loader trailer, the one that flattens down to the ground.
I mean, that's great for I think it's brilliant for doing bales. You can move tractors around on it as well, and
Yep.
does all bits and pieces, like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 2 fields to rake after this.
How fields did you call?
All of them. So I've got 68 and 66 to go.
Did you start on a new farmer mode? You did.
Yeah. Yeah, because I figured I'd go away rather than buying the equipment. Start off with this equipment and then have it that I can't buy anything unless it's actually on sale.
Alright.
So
right now,
so it limits me on what I can buy as and when I buy it.
I wouldn't be setting myself to that strict no, but you can't lease anything.
Yeah, I can't lease anything either.
But it'll be if you have the money, you can buy stuff.
Because
if you're waiting for stuff to go on sale, you may never get a harvester.
But if I do get a harvester, it might be the header that I have problems with. Or the big harvesters that come up instead of what I want. Have you got the achievement for all the cartridges?
No, because I haven't.
Okay.
I didn't actually collect them when they were all there. I have the one from the American map, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I finally picked up the achievement for selling stones. I took a trailer load of stones down.
Why had you not sold stones?
No.
Just get the dog, or because you have the dog on this, don't you?
Yeah.
go pet the dog then, is it?
Mm-hmm.
She.
Yep. Don't know if I want to buy that game that Stu's been playing. That's kind of like Factorio. Hey, Massey, how things
Oh,
been?
yeah, I've seen it before. I'm not. I wouldn't have said Factorio like, but
Mm-hmm. It's going well. I'm just playing on Maypole ready for, or just testing Maypole out. Yeah, the it kind of looks okay. Not too bad, thanks. That's good to hear. Um, it seems, you know, they've got Dyson Sphere and then I've got Factorio. Um, I've got a load of production-based games like
my,
Transport Fever 2 and
my fella's mad to get me to start a Factorio game.
oh, the younger one. He's the one
Yeah,
that was got into it though, isn't he?
yeah. Well, he's over 100 hours on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What he wants you to do multiplayer with him.
he wants to do multiplayer. Yeah, like he plays Oxygen Not Included, but that's not multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell him how to save his world every so often. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, he wants to start. He wants to play Factorio multiplayer.
Thanks.
Start that up. Have to get into it.
Yeah. Throw some practice time in while I'm at school or something.
Yeah, and if I'm playing with him, like, yeah, he's grand, but he just kind of.
Now, does he want to play? Does he want to play as his own factory and you have yours, or work together?
Work together, I'd say.
Okay.
Just persuade him to build in a 200 thing of conveyor belts to go down to one oven. Very active.
Yeah. Get trains to do that. Sorry to
But
be
there's nothing
so.
wrong with doing. There's nothing wrong with doing conveyor belts, but like he literally builds it down to huge. There's like literally building it down to an oven
Mm-hmm.
because there was coal down there, and then take it back up somewhere else, change it into something else.
Oh, okay.
As in, didn't have the whole concept of condensing stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you sprawled out quite far.
Yeah, but I suppose he was only trying to work out how it was working. But
Mm-hmm.
I did tell him like, oh, you have to get that, like you have to get your iron and your coal and your copper and your coal and all that. Like, so I mean, he was doing that, but basically building the stuff where they were.
Yeah.
At the deposits, like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now that you don't actually need the aliens anymore, I'd probably just turn off the aliens and
Yeah.
can sit down and relax then and do it instead of having fighting the aliens. Like,
That was a crap time, wasn't it, altogether?
you managed to get anything. Like, you missed everything.
I got something, but I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted to cut across and join the ends up, tidy the ends up, so they're not
Yeah,
looping around.
you missed the end bit of that one, and then you missed the corner.
Yep. Mm. Not a bad tractor really for doing
Oh, I mean it's. I mean there's
what I'll
100
do here.
horsepower, so it does.
Hmm. It definitely does what it needs to do, and it can do most of the jobs on the farm. So we did that bit up there.
It's not the fastest, but I mean, it's a big enough tractor so it should haul a trailer slowly.
Yeah. Map makers and trees.
Say that again.
Map makers and trees.
Tell me.
You know exactly where to put them. Oh, in the new version, it's hard to see. But at the farm shop, if you zoom right in and go farmland, there's a little square. If you click on it, you can buy it. 250. But
Not for
that,
the lamp.
yeah, because lumberjack isn't console, can't be used on console.
Is that where the lamp is down there?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
because I
light,
was looking for the lamp, yeah, and I couldn't find the lamp for that one. Where?
so it lights up the. That's a tree. I'll go back. Couldn't. It lights up the uh, the customization area a bit.
Alright. We need a mod with a chainsaw or a mulcher on the end of them. Any big equipment. So if you hit a tree, it just takes it out.
That could end up being a mod one day. I wouldn't be surprised. Who needs to prune your bushes when you can use this to get rid of them altogether?
Yeah, put them on either end, double, and across the whole front, double end, just drive through the forest.
Yeah, and I'm guessing from the veteran Discord, there's a chance that he'll be playing this map and cutting down trees. So I've had the report of people saying that even doing wood chips with these trees, that it's a hit and miss. It either works or it doesn't work. It's like
Yeah?
they're base game trees, so they should work. Every one of them are base game now.
Alright,
I haven't done anything with the trees. I'd put some down. Maybe in this field actually, like all these ones. And
What are they saying? That they're not giving wood chips, is it?
yep.
You have your wood chips trigger now, don't you?
Yep. Because the viewer can, the only thing it can't do is the ploughing. And
Can I not do the ploughing?
no, it's 130 it requires. I mean, it probably could do the ploughing, and I don't think it can carry the fertilizer spreader.
Can't carry the fertilizer spreader.
No, because you can't put a front weight on it.
Alright. Fertilizer spreader that heavy it is.
Yeah.
I should get one of the wheel version.
Even the Massey had to have a front weight to carry that.
You need you need to get that thing for drive control so you can go up and down the straight line.
What's wrong with my driving?
It's not straight.
No, definitely not straight.
Not straight. And look, you're losing half. You're losing a quarter. Do it.
It's even worse if I do it in cab.
Well, yeah, I don't do any field work.
I tried to do it once, and when I looked behind me, it was like, ooh, yeah, it's a bit of a
The only thing
mess.
you kind of do in cab is when you're like, if you're bailing, you're
Yeah,
driving along the windrow.
anything like that, like forage wagon and that, then that's different. But or if you're driving behind a forage wagon, a forage harvester, then that's different. But
I do normally say I do infield third person and driving down the road in first.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Almost. Go back and bring that one over. I'll do. Half past 12 already.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end the stream there. Because I'll be up early in the morning. And